Shuddho buddho vimuktah Shudishikaragiram mukhyatatparya bhumihi Yasmajjahatam samastam Jagadidam amrtat vyapya sarvam sthitoya Yasyam sham shavataraihi Suranaravanajairekshitam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamalam krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatamamalam krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridaya kashe Sadanandamayo Guruhu Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhakaha Harihi 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 Om Tats Jaya Guru. We shall have as usual 3 times joint recitation of Omkara, which should take your sound to the entire globe, and it should shower its benedictions to all the creatures, beings upon the earth and inside the water. Bring about this mental expansion without fail. It's a great opportunity. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes and open the mouth and the heart. Join me. Karpanyadoshopaghata swabhavaha
Karpanyadoshopaghata swabhavaha
Pruchhami tvam Dharma sammudha
cheta
Yachreyasyad Nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam prapannam Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam prapannam. We will recite the first 3 shlokas of the 3rd chapter. Jayasi chet karmanaste Mata buddhir janardana Tatkim karmani ghore maam Niyojayasi keshava
नियोजयसि केशव
व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन
व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन
बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे
बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे
तदेकं वद निश्चित्य
तदेकं वद निश्चित्य
येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्
येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनां
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनां
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्
What does this mean? Arjuna's question was presented before you by Namrata. Krishna's answer, the first sloka, also was in brief mentioned by her. Altogether in the whole world, right from the beginning of the culture, that spiritual culture, the nishtha is only one, he says. And Krishna speaks with so much of authority. He says, Pura prokta maya nagha. Who spoke about this nishtha? I myself spoke about it in the beginning of the cultural civilization. One nishtha. That one nishtha has got two facets, two levels. What is this? One cat is trying to sit on my lap, but I cannot give her lap because I am sitting on the chair.
No.
She pricked me. Just imagine, right from the beginning there is only one nishtha. You know what a great statement is this? It takes away all your trouble. In the name of spirituality, religiosity, culture, civilization, yoga, philosophy and what not, you don't have to search too much. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, also in the 2nd chapter, he has already explained the two facets of the same nishtha. In the 2nd chapter, it is invariably Jnana nishtha. Everything was about the soul, exposing the soul, its nature, its characteristics, its magnitude, its dimension, its relevance, the qualities which it can instill and infuse into the seeker. What kind of a transformation it can bring about in one. What is the climax and the crowning fulfillment of this wonderful wisdom. All these he has explained in the 2nd chapter. So that is Jnana Nishtha. And the karma facet of it he is going to explain in the 3rd. So if you read the 2nd and the 3rd chapters of Bhagavad Gita, you will have known all about the singular nishtha of two facets. Bas. Then why are people running about? In India you will find there are so many cults, so many practices, very many systems. In the Vedas you have rituals and you have the Upanishads. One is performing rituals and sacrifices on the fire. Another is leaving everything. If necessary, go to solitude. Remain contemplating upon. Read the Upanishads. Hear them explained by the teacher. Contemplate upon what you have heard. And ultimately put the mind into meditative absorption. What difficulty is there? So in the Vedas themselves you will find rituals are mentioned, but they are superseded by the pursuit of wisdom, where mind and intelligence alone are applied. Either you hear or you read the supreme truths. After reading and hearing, try to ruminate over them until at last you become clear about what you have heard and what you have to attain. Once it is clear, it is only contemplation, meditation, absorption, stillness and what not. It is so simple, my dear souls. The whole pursuit bears upon the mind on the one hand and intelligence on the other. It is a mento-intellectual pursuit. Mento-intellectual pursuit. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. Instead of focusing on this dvividha nishtha, don't try to get distracted. Go on reading books after. How many Puranas we have? We also have 2 Idihasas. There are so many other texts. Are you going on reading? We have a beautiful celebrated proverb. What is that? Ananta Shastram Bahuvedidavyam Swalpascha Kalo Bhavascha Vigna Yat Sarabhutam Tadupasidavyam Hamsahiryatha Kshidamiva Ambu Mishram. Ananta Shastram. Our Shastras, scriptural texts, compositions are numerous. This particular poet says infinite. Ananta Shastram. All the Shastras contain words, sentences, paragraphs, essays, discussions, arguments, clarifications, presentations, dialogues, in every manner. If you go on reading, you will find it is an infinite measure before you. Ananta Shastram. Bahu Vedidavyam. You have to know a great deal, an infinite deal. Swalpascha Kalaha. But the time available in your life is how many? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 years. You were born at a time, educated, then perhaps got married, you have children, maybe you have also become a grandparent, then what is the time left? Swalpascha Kalo Bhavascha Vighna. And the obstacles you have to face when you start reading and understanding, numerous obstacles are there. Therefore, what should be done by the wise people? Yat sarabhutam tadupasidavyam. Whatever is the essence of whatever you have read, catch hold of the essence and then focus your attention on that. Tadupasidavyam. It is not merely understanding. No. It is pursuing the understanding. What for? To embody it, to become that, to be personified by it. Yat sarabhutam tadupasidavyam hamsairyatha kshiramivambu mishram. There is a beautiful example for this. These swans are always given to take milk. And they have got a very special power of distinguishing between milk and water, separating them. Suppose you give about 100 milliliters of milk mixed with about 4 liters of water and place it before the swan. The swan will smile and then start sucking only the milk and give you back the water. In the same manner, the numerous scriptures are before you. You have to select and eliminate. Eliminate. You know, the principle of good reading is elimination. Suppose there is a book you read. Where is the final word of the book? Look for it. Generally, it will be towards the end. So you find out what is the end of the book, the finale, the last statement, and then pick it and focus your attention on that. Hamsair yatha kshiramibam bhumishra. Just like the swans, when they are given a mixture of milk and water, they suck the milk and give back the water. In the same manner, take the essence from all scriptures. Bhagavad Gita itself contains 700 verses. How many will you have to have with you as your possession? I believe some 10 or 25. 10 or 25. Maximum you can say to begin with 50. I don't mind if you say 100. But so far as I am concerned, I will say, focus on 50 which you like and which can be applied to you. Reduce it still further to 25. Further reduce it to 10. And if you want, you can still reduce it. I can tell you one verse in Bhagavad Gita, which I have already mentioned while discussing the second chapter, which is sufficient for you to deal with your life, to pursue your practice and gain fulfillment and fruition. What are you saying? I am not able to remember the story in full, but I will tell you the essence of the story. Ramayana, the first epic which sage Valmiki wrote in our land, he was the first poet of ours. In his Ramayana, there are 24,000 Sanskrit verses. All of them are very sweet and melodious. A question was asked to a rishi. What is the best portion, best statement, best revelation of Ramayana? Do you know? The Maharshi was not able to say. At the same time, he wanted to. So he was wondering how to find out who will tell me. A set of birds were flying over his head. They started saying, Mam Vidhi, Mam Vidhi, Mam Vidhi, Mam Vidhi, Mam Vidhi. You know what is this? Sri Rama and Sita wanted to go to the forest, Dandakaranya, for 14 years. Kaikeyi's demand that Rama should go. She never wanted anybody else to go, only Rama. Because Rama was supposed to be crowned that day. That crowning she did not want to take place. So her role or her purpose would have been over if Rama had gone to the forest. So she only wanted Rama to go. But Sita was not in a position or in no mood to say, I will not come along with you. So she decided to go accompany Rama. And Lakshmana was always close to him. When he found that Rama and Sita were going, he always wanted to be serving them, to protect them as a bystander. When Lakshmana announced the decision to Sumitra, when Rama announced the decision to Kausalya, she started bursting into tears. Rama spoke to her for a while, then she was consoled and she said, I am wrong. a good son like you should do what you propose to do. It is because of my delusion and my weakness that I started speaking to you all that I did. My dear Rama, I compliment you, you go. I bless you, come back finishing the term as if it is 14 months. I shall be here to welcome you. This is what Kausalya said. But she did lose her mind. Sumitra had no problem at all. She said, you have decided to go? Very good, my dear son. This is how you should do. And she gave an advice. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam Ayodhyam Atavim Vidhi Gacchatat Yatha Sukham. Bah. Many of you are mothers amongst my viewers. Will you be able to say this to your son is a question that Valmiki and Ramayana are constantly asking you wherever you are and whatever you do. My dear souls, you have to reevaluate your life, your mind. What for are we born here? Is it to eat, nourish the body and make it grow? Or is there anything called inner growth, the growth of the mind and the growth of the intelligence? What is supreme in human life? Supreme in human life is dharma, dharma acharan. All relationships are in and through dharma. Dharma should receive the primary consideration, whether it is between father and son, husband and wife, mother and children, brothers, sisters, friends, anywhere and everywhere. Dharma is the foremost consideration. The relationship between a husband and wife should be governed by dharma. The husband cannot transgress his dharmic limits, nor can the woman violate, the wife violate her dharmic restraints. Here Rama decided to go to the forest. The immediate outcome was Dasharatha lost his life. That did not deter him at all. He had to go as the son of Dasharatha to fulfill his putra dharma. Tell me, what counted in his mind most? Kaikeyi asked. The reason was Dasharatha's own gifting of boons to her. That is why she was empowered to ask for this kind of a resolve from Rama. The result was Dasharatha was unable to bear the separation and he lost his pranas. That's all second, Baba. It has no place. Every one of us is bound primarily by dharma. You may find it sometimes difficult to. Even here, after listening to Krishna, Arjuna says, I seem to be getting confused. You seem to be speaking mingled words. Clarify it properly for me. So you may have doubt. But dharma is the first and the last binding factor for our mind. Rama abandoned Sita. Why? Because of the call and compulsion of dharma as a Raja. He was not a householder living in a house. He was seated on the throne of Ayodhya, where so many of his predecessors had sat, and all of them had ruled well. Well. Ruling means what? Ensuring the welfare of the people, not your family, your wife and children. No. Ruler means ruler, not husband, not father, not brother. Ruler. The ethics of ruling demanded that he should abandon the Sita, abandon his wife. Marrying is a personal relationship. Wife comes as a personal associate. It is not part of the throne at all. There could be a king who did not marry. We have a Prime Minister now, for example. There are some Chief Ministers also who are not married. What do you think? Ruler means ruler. The welfare of the people. The safety, security and goodness, freedom, etc. of people. They should be appeased. They should have peace. So Sumitra had no qualms at all. She said, here is my advice for you. You are doing something very heroic, the like of which many may not have done at all. It is going to be an altogether new experience and life for you. So far you are protected by your father, by your brothers. Now you will go along with Rama and you are facing wilderness, indefiniteness, everywhere. So what I have to tell you is, Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi. From this moment onwards, know Rama to be Dasharatha, your father. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi, you know. Mam Vidhi Janaka Atmajam. Rama is accompanied by Janaka Putri, Janaki. Both of them are going to the forest as ascetics. Ascetics, not as Raja and Rajni, not as the so-called couple. Both of them are going as ascetics. You are also going as an ascetic. Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam. So Janaki, Janakatmaja, Janakaputri, consider her to be me, myself, your mother. Are you hearing? What do you think of a culture of a land which can carve these words in the minds and hearts and brains of people? We don't know when Valmiki wrote Ramayana. But here is a Swami who talks to you today about the words he had written and the most important words of the whole composition. Mam Vidhi. Know Sita to be your mother. Ayodhya Matavim Vidhi. The entire forest will be the beautiful Ayodhya for you. Never miss Ayodhya. Enjoy Ayodhya everywhere you walk in the forests. Gacchata yatha sukham. My dear son, go comfortably, happily, delightfully. Just see that Mam Vidhi. These are the two words most pronounced in the whole of Ramayana. The bird said this and he got the message. Mam Vidhi. Why I mentioned to you, 24,000 Sanskrit verses are there. Each verse will have at least 10, 15 words, 10 words. In all of them, Mam Vidhi. These are the two pronounced words. If you are able to remember them, appreciate them, relate them to your own mind, your own conduct, behavior, sense of values, etc., what will be the evolution that you will get, the benefit that you will acquire? Just think about it. Anantashastram bahuvedidavyam sulpascha kalo bhagavascha vighnaha yat sarabhudam tadupasidavyam hamsair kshiramива ambumishram. Be a swan. We are all called jivas. A jiva is considered to be a swan, a hamsa. From the Hamsa level that we have to elevate ourselves to the Paramahamsa level. What is that Paramahamsa level? Big duck. So I am a big duck. And I would like all of you to be big ducks. Are you angry? Paramahamsa. You must have the quality of a Hamsa. Every time, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you think, whatever you understand, discreetly and discriminately know whether it is beneficial or harmful, whether it is elevating or enervating, whether it is good or bad, whether it is promotional or demotional. Will it be expansional, its effect, or contractional? Every time this discrimination should be applied. Ananta Shastram Bahuvedidavyam Swalpascha Kalo Bhagavascha Vigna Yat Sarabhutam Tadupasidavyam Hamsair Yatha Kshiramivam Mishram Logesmin Vividha nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaka Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yogina. See, in Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, there is one word that is common. That is yoga. Both are yoga pursuits. But in the yoga pursuits, where is that focus? In Jnana Yoga, the focus is on wisdom, contemplation, meditation, absorptional stillness. In the other one, karma, activity, interaction. Any activity that you perform, any interaction that you pursue, that is the focus. Your karma is the focus. Now, who focuses? The mind. Who benefits? The mind. Who helps? The intelligence. So in Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, it is all a process of mento-intellectual application, assiduously applying the mind and the intelligence. I want to tell you something connected with it, especially things which I like. I like you just like any dear man. Krishna was very dear to Arjuna. Arjuna was very dear to Krishna. So Krishna was always giving him whatever he considered to be the best. Similarly, I would like to tell you. In the 5th skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit is asking Shuka. Priyavrata was a great devotee of the Lord. Priyavrata. How did Priyavrata, a householder, come to have great devotion? Generally, great devotion is gained by ascetics. Remaining in the household, it is very, very difficult to get devotion. Suppose you become a devotee and you start spending more and more time in devotion, the murmur in the house will be so much. If this is what you propose to do, you should not be in the house, go to the forest. They will themselves say. There are instances where a girl married, she did not want to marry, the parents forced the marriage. She did not resent, okay. Everything was done, the bridal dress was put, etc. After the marriage, she accompanied the husband. Every day the husband was finding she was not meant to be a wife. She was not meant to be a householder. Finally, it so happened, he took her and left with a Baba. So normally, household is not a place where you can practice the fullness of devotion. The household members themselves will start irritating you. Normally, they should be happy. I don't know whether I should tell you this. I was told about a young girl in Delhi, many years back. Delhi is a place I used to visit every year. Even now I visit, but for Corona. So I happened to see her. A young girl, how beautifully she would talk spiritually, very nicely. So she always worships Lord Krishna. And in that worship, like as it happened with Meera, she had a fondness, very special fondness. So in a short conversation, I was with her for a very short time. The parents said she is very much of a devotee. She wanted to worship, that is, do some puja, etc. But as the girls grow up, they will have the monthly period. She did not want to stop puja or interfere with her devotion. So she started doing worship. The parents, they were Brahmins. They had opposition. They said, no, while you are having your period, you cannot worship. It is not good. It will be harmful. It may evoke bad responses from the gods. So when she was pestered like that, she said, okay, let me have no period. She told her Krishna and her period stopped. Why I am mentioning this? Why is it that parents are not recognizing the real merit of their children? Can they fail? Then why are you marrying? You may have a good and a noble child. You must rise to the occasion to understand and recognize the child. Help, assist. Should you not be like this? What happened in the case of Krishna? Nandagopa every year was performing a Varuna Yaga. Krishna became a little old as a child and he was asking, what are you doing, my dear father? We are going to propitiate Varuna, the god of rain. Varuna, the god of rain? Where is this god? He is invisible. He is in the skies. Are we believing things in the sky? We are living upon the earth. The earth is visible, sun is visible, moon is visible, stars are visible. Your Varuna also should be visible, but he is not. We are living in a Pratyaksha world with Pratyaksha objectives and ideals. I will not allow this. I will not allow this. You know, Krishna was very obstinate also when necessary. Once he decides something, he will not withdraw from it. He was very obstinate. We are not going to worship anybody invisible. Our relationship is with the hill here, the Vrindavana. We are always having so many cows. They have to be given grass. They have to be grazed. Whoever is helping us, those people we will worship. We will not worship invisible gods, pseudo gods. Finally, Krishna prevailed. That Nandagopa could not refuse. And you know what all happened? Rains came, he lifted this, that and all, so many things. What are you saying? Why I mention this? Even a child like Krishna, people were not appreciating him. Nobody is prepared to appreciate either devotion or divinity when it is clearly manifest in anybody. There was a yogini not very far away from our ashram. She was exhibiting spiritual tendencies right from young age. But the father and mother decided to marry her. She said, no, I will not marry. They arranged the marriage. The boy died. Again they arranged another marriage. I don't want to say something happened to that boy also. They stopped. Why don't you recognize? If a girl says, I will not marry, she is good and normal, especially spiritual, should you not appreciate it? Where are good children born? Only in the families. All sannyasins have been born only in the families. It is by virtue of the culture imparted to, infused into the children by the parents and by the teachers that they had spiritual seeking. And when they grew, they pursued their seeking, went to a guru, got initiated, took his guidance, and then they come back again to serve the householders. So the householder has to understand his great and profound dimension. Don't think that you will always have conventional, customary, secular children. There can be one or two here and there where the parents have a spiritual and a seeking child. In my life, I had no opposition from the family at all. In fact, I converted all the people. I took my Gurudev, all of them sought Diksha from him and they were given Diksha. Nobody stood in our way. In my family, 5 people have taken sannyasa. That is also a household, understand? So we have to be very, very careful. So Priyavrata was a great devotee of the Lord, I said. He was a householder. How did he have great devotion? Is the household a place where exclusive devotion can be practiced? Will people agree? Priyavrata's father was Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu asked Priyavrata to sit on the throne and rule the kingdom. Priyavrata did not want. To sit on the throne and rule the kingdom means to be absolutely secular and sensory. I don't want. My option is different. Brahma himself appeared and started speaking to him. It was simply an instruction. Wherever the crisis of the human mind is there, instantly a dialogue takes place with someone, a wise man. And the dialogue sets right the crisis. Arjuna was confronted by grief, doubt and delusion. He could not resolve them. And Krishna was the only person by his side, though he was a charioteer. Krishna took up the challenge and he started addressing him. The sole purpose of the dialogue was to dissolve the grief, doubt and delusion. Here also, Priyavrata was addressed by Brahma. I will explain to you, reciting 2 shlokas mentioned there. When I was giving lectures throughout Kerala for 2 years, many places I used to recite these verses. Bhayam pramattasya vaneshwabhisyat yatasaste sahashat sapatnaha jitendriyasya atmarater budhasya grihashrama kimnu karotyavadyam. See, these beautiful gems are there in our Shastras, particularly in Srimad Bhagavatam. I am very sorry that none of you has a taste for it. You think what? English, history, electronics, computer science, nuclear science. Bah! What is this? This is all not knowledge. If you want to live in this world well, you should understand what is life. An inquiry into life is what is called spiritual inquiry. An inquiry into life and pursuing yoga. That is the only means to live in this world beautifully and comfortably. Bhayam pramattasya vaneshvapi syad yadasaste sahashat sapatnaha jitendriyasya atmarater budhasya grihashrama kimnu karotyavadyam. It's a wonderful statement. Bhayam pramattasya vaneshvapi syad. Suppose you go to the forest. Your body leaves home and it goes to the forest. The place where you are living alone is different. Is the body different? Mind different? Intelligence different? Ego different? Around you are trees, wild animals and birds. In the house it is different. So the situation or environments alone have become different. Mind is not different, body is not different. So you are taking the same mind when you go. Bhayam pramattasya vaneshvapi syad. When you go to the forest, there will always be fear. I am not speaking about fear of animals and birds. The fear of your own mind. Its corruption, its stealth, the potential and possibility by virtue of which it will land you in a quagmire, in a delusion. Yatasaste sahashat sapatnaha. Why is it that you will become fearful when you go there? Because you have taken along with your mind sahashat sapatnaha. 5 enemies along with you. Where? In your mind. What are the enemies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Kama, passion. Krodha, hatred, anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Mada, infatuation. Matsarya, competition. I have left home. Come to the forest. You have left home. Come to the forest. What have you left? You have come with your body, mind, intelligence and ego and all the traits in these things. So 5 enemies are there. On the other hand, without going to the forest, jitendriyasya atmarater budhasya grihashrama kimnu karotyavadyam. Jitendriyasya atmarater budhasya. Wherever you are, if you take up contemplation, if you want to contemplate, meditation, if you want to pursue meditation, reading of scriptures, going and contacting a guru, getting initiated, doing sadhana, that is the most important part. If you start doing it, jitendriyasya atmarater budhasya, you will be able to overcome the sensory turbulence. You will also be able to contemplate upon and get delight from the self. Budhasya. Your knowledge will grow and you will become enlightened. For such a person, grihashrama kim no karotyavadyam. What kind of a wrong or downfall can the house bring about for such a person? The trouble is that nobody uses the house for doing sadhana. That is your problem. Before I embraced sannyasa and came away, greeted by the streets of India and graced by the invisible providence, I was doing all my sadhana in the room where I was living. What is the sadhana? Shutting the doors and windows and going into a mood of meditation. Try to have the absorptional stillness. 2.5 hours I would meditate a day, 2 times, morning and evening. Holidays, 4 hours. As a result of it is this sadhana that I left everything and came. There was no problem at all. In the house you can do very good sadhana. After all, your people are around. Your people are around. You will have no fear at all. Some food they will give you. Continue your sadhana. Sadhana is for the mind and the intelligence. Everybody has become a sannyasin by virtue of the spirit and culture infused into him by his birth and by his growth. The parents can do a beautiful role in this. Yashat sapatnan vijigishamano griheshu nirvishya yateda purvam atyedi durga ashrita urjidarin kshineshu kamam vichared vipaschid. All the people who have come to our ashram, all the inmates, they are very well protected here. What I mean by protection is, the atmosphere is good, they can do their sadhana. Previously I was talking for many years. Nuthan Swamiji and Ma also give discourses. All the three of us are speaking. They can hear us. And there is a lot of activity for the running of the ashram. So a few hours of activity they have. They have their food, they have their clothing, they have their comfortable life. No problem at all. They are very well insulated. How beautifully they can grow here. In a Guru Sannidhya, no meditation is required is what our tradition says. Seeing the Guru, listening to him, serving him, participating in the mission he is doing, all these are ripening. They will ripen your mind. Generally, the raw fruits, when they are kept with ripe fruits, they will ripen faster. A similar influence is had in the ashram. So this is a spiritual household. No, not household. This is a spiritual ashram hold. It is something like this. Yat satsapatnan vijigishamano. Whoever wants to overwhelm the 6 enemies of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, griheshu nirvishya yadeda purvam, remaining in the house itself, if he will try properly and effectively, atyedi durga ashrita urjidarin, he overcomes all the shatrus, all the enemies, however powerful they are. Just like remaining in a fortress and attacking the enemies. Use the household as a fortress and then attack the enemies when your passions have subsided. Kshineshu kamam vichared vipaschid. Then travel freely, unhindered. After I embraced sannyasa and started moving about, people instantly discovered us and they wanted us to talk. So the disseminational mission started, all very soon. And as an ascetic, so beautifully we have been living. How many people come here and go? How many want to be inmates here? Everybody is welcomed here. What a wonderful life is this. I don't think your households are so good at all. No, not at all. But in the household, don't say that I cannot do my sadhana. You can do your sadhana. If you ask me, minimum 1 hour sadhana you should do. And anything up to half an hour to 40 or 30 minutes you should read also. Spiritual books, Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, etc. Atyeti durgashrita urjidarin kshineshu kamam vichared vipaschidi. If you want to wander as a wandering monk, or you want to get out of the family and experience that meandering, peripatetic life, you are free to do it. But do so after having sufficient moderation, sublimation and quietude in your mind, so that you will not have any danger. Vanepi doshaha prabhavanti raginam grihepi panchendriya nigrahastava agutside karmani yaf prabhartade nivritta ragasya griham tapovanam. This is a great value. It is from Hitopadesha. Nivritta ragasya griham tapovanam. Nivritta ragasya. Say that. Nivritta ragasya.
Nivritta ragasya.
Arey, say loudly everyone. Nivritta ragasya.
Nivritta ragasya.
Raga means desire. Nivritta means ragas have returned. You are able to withdraw from your raga. For such a person, griham tapovanam, the house itself becomes a tapovana. Vanepi dosha prabhavanti raginam. As long as your mind is desireful, even if you go to a forest, bhayam pramattasya. If you are under infatuation, under greed, under desire, under passion, then you will find doshaha vane prabhavanti. A number of evils and wrongs can take place in the forest, solitude. Grihepi panchendriya nigrahastapa. In your own house, sitting, if you are able to control and moderate your 5 senses, that itself is the greatest austerity. Tell me now, what is austerity? Austerity means sensory regulation, sensory control, sensory sublimation. That is why we have decided, we all people say, marry once and have only one life partner. Have 2 children. When the children grow old and they become adult, entrust the responsibility to the children and get away. Get away. Seek always independence. Be an ascetic. The earlier you have, you are very fortunate and blessed. That suppose you become an ascetic late, you will yourself will be able to have the benefit. Others may not be able to enjoy or get any guidance from you. Vanepi dosha prabhavanti rahinam grihepi panchendriya nigrahastapaha agutside karmaniyah pravartade. What is the one discipline that we must have? Agutside karmaniyah pravartade. Do always good, noble and benevolent tasks. Tasks, tasks. Never do anything harmful. Even in the mind, do not think of a harm to anybody. Much less in speech, much less in your action. This is the only discipline. Nirvaira buddhi. A buddhi or an intelligence which is not smitten by any kind of a dislike or enmity. Nivritta ragasya griham tapovanam. See, all these things I am explaining in the context of karma yoga. Why Krishna is asking you fight? That is the problem. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Skanda, 3rd chapter, verse number 44 says, Parokshavaado vedoyam balanam anushasanam karma mokshaya karmani vidhatte hyagadam yatha. We have a number of rituals and ceremonies. Even now people are very much after them. They are popular. It is our Vedas and Vedic thinkers who have prescribed all these rituals and ceremonies. What is the place they have? Are they going to elevate us? Elevation is for the mind and the intelligence. What are these rituals performed with a lot of select materials, ghee, etc.? So here is the answer. Parokshavaado vedoyam balanam anushasanam. Our Vedas are providing rituals. It is just like alluring children. See, there is a girl who refuses to drink milk. So how to make her drink milk? So you say that if you drink milk, your hair will become dark black and it will become long. Drink milk, the hair will become dark, black and long. Then she starts. She overcomes the dislike, and because she is allured by a promise which she likes. In the same manner, all the rituals are discussed and laid down there only to attract and allure immature minds, childlike minds. By the rituals, what is really expected? Karma mokshaya karmani. All activities that you perform are to outlive the activities themselves. Anything that you do, you live and outlive. Live and outlive. We were in the mother's womb. We outlived that life. Then we were born. As a child we started, as a baby we started growing, became an adult, again declining. Everything in this world is to be lived and outlived, lived and outlived, lived and outlived. Nowhere you can stay permanently. Vidhatte hyagadam yatha. It is just like giving, take this decoction, it is very bitter. After taking, I will give you jaggery, you put it into the mouth. So thinking of the jaggery, they will drink the kashaya, decoction. It is all to manage, entice the minds of the people. Don't think that rituals are the end of it. Karma mokshaya karmani. All activities finally end in knowledge. You are to outlive every one of them. How to outlive the karmas? Sri Krishna Karnamrita is a very beautiful composition. Every one of you should buy one such book and you should tell your children to read it. It is all beautiful descriptions and narrations about Lord Krishna. Beautiful shlokas are there. Sri Krishna Karnamrita also contains some very profound and elevated verses. One verse I can recite in this context is this. Sandhya vandana bhadramastu bhavate bho snana tubhyam namo bho deva pitarascha tarpana vidhau naham kshamaksham yatra kvapi nishadya yadava kulottam sasyakam sadvisha smaram smaramagham harami tadalam manye ki manye name. I must have recited this shloka several times. When I had my sacred thread, my mother told me, wherever you are, you may be sick even, lying on the bed, get hold of a spoonful of water, sprinkle it on your head, chest, etc., and start your Sandhyavandana and Japa. Never stop it. You know, we attach a lot of importance to this Sandhyavandana particularly. So I used to say, as long as I had my sacred thread, sun has not risen and set without my performing Sandhyavandana for the day. So much of weddedness I had. And the whole ritualistic life, we completely surrender, abandon and eschew when we take up sannyasa. We will not perform any kind of a post-death ceremonies for the parents. No, not at all. How is such a transformation possible? You think? The same Vedas which enjoin rituals, when they come to the Upanishads, the last portion of the Vedas which gives you the right evaluation, it says, Yad ahareva virajet. Yadahareva. Yadahareva virajet tadahareva pravrajet. That day, when you feel you have no desire, simply leave that very moment. Become a wandering monk. This is what Vedas say. It is true that they have enjoined a number of rituals and ceremonies. But they have also said what? Na karmana na prajayadhanena tyagena hige amrutattvamanashuhu. You will not be able to attain or win immortality by doing glorious rituals and ceremonies or even secular acts, noble acts. Na prajaya, not by getting progeny children, dhanena, not by amassing wealth. Tyagena amrutattvamanashu. People have attained immortality, moksha, only by renunciation. 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 Tyagena. You must be able to leave. So this man here says, Sandhya vandana bhadramastu bhavate bho snana tubhyam namo bho deva pitarascha tarpana vidhau naham kshamaksham yadam. My dear Sandhya vandana, be auspicious. I wish you well. Bho snana tubhyam namo. The ceremonial bath I was taking every day. Okay, I prostrate before you. Bho devaha pitarascha tarpana vidhau. Oh, devas, denizens of heavens, departed souls, listen to me. I won't be able to perform any kind of pindodaka kriya for you. Naham kshamaksham yadam. Maybe I did it for a while. Now I cannot do it. Enough of it. Don't expect it from me. Yatra kvapi nishadya yadava kulottam sasyakam sadvishaha. Then what are you going to do? Wherever it is, I will sit. Not necessarily in the house. Maybe on the footpath. Maybe underneath a tree. Maybe in an inn, a satrashala. Or maybe in solitude. Maybe in a cremation ground even. Wherever it is possible and available, I will sit. Yadava kulottam sasyakam sadvishaha smaram smaramagham harami. Sitting there, I will contemplate upon Lord Mahavishnu or Krishna. By remembering Him, all the sins I will be able to wash off. No more can rituals expect anything from me. I will not. Just see. What does Gita itself say? Gita itself is going to say this tyaga and renunciation everywhere. The practice of yoga means renunciation. What is renunciation? Of sukha and dukkha alike, of raga and dvesha alike, attraction and repulsion. Say goodbye to them, drop them, be relieved. Yatra kvapi nishadya yadavakulottam sasyakam sadvishaha. To perform rituals, how many disciplines are there? What all materials are to be collected? How many mantras are to be chanted? How many ritviks have to be called? None of these details I shall be interested in. I only see oneness everywhere. That oneness, it is not a product of rituals. I am going to stop now. In the Bhagavad Gita itself, in the 13th chapter, Krishna says a kind of a synopsis. Dhyanena atmani pashyanti kejid atmanam atmana anye sankhyena yogena karma yogena chapare. There are some people who take to meditation to realize the spiritual goal. In meditation, what is involved? Your own mind, your own thought process. You are employing your own mind and your own thought process to contemplate upon their own essence. So where is the second factor there? It's all a continuous process of meditation. Others, they start taking up introspection, ratiocination. And the third kind of people take to karma yoga, transforming every activity into a yoga sadhana. So there he speaks about 3 practices. Here he says, Logesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha. Now I have completed the whole proposition here. Whatever Krishna said in Srimad Bhagavata, I have mentioned. Whatever he says later in the 13th chapter, I have mentioned. And whatever he presents in the 3rd chapter, that also I have presented. Now be clear, sure, firm and confirmed. Do not have any distraction or oscillation at all. It is all the same nishtha, but in 2 different stages. Tomorrow's program, Global Bhagavad Gita Convention follow-up. The subject is achieving excellence. To the extent I am able to know, the 5 young MCs, they themselves have taken up the task of conceiving what is to be done. Of course, their thoughts are shared and guidance taken from the others in CARDNA. And they have done a job. Let us see how they have done. They are telling me, these are the Gita verses on which we want to have an interaction with you. With Ma and Nutan Swamiji also. See, they have gone to such an extent that they are selecting verses from Bhagavad Gita. Just see how is the transformation taking place. Similarly, in all the young minds who are enthusiastic and devoted enough to participate in this program and imbibe its message, such a transformation will come. Bhagavad Gita will start running parallel to your mind. Remember these words. I want Bhagavad Gita to run parallel to your mind. Wherever you are, whatever you do, this Bhagavad Gita should be the anchor for you. Can you imagine? You will get connected to the center of the universe. connected to the center of the universe. You will always remain in tune with your own immortal, impersonal, imperishable self within. With your own I, that I factor. You will discover it and be related to it. As the I has remained changeless throughout, you will find that you also have a changeless abode, a changeless identity for you. What do you think of Bhagavad Gita? It is a mind transforming, personality transforming dialogue. Every word of it is meant to transform your inner personality. And that is going to take place. Let us see. Tell as many people as possible. You know what our MCs say? They have written, Swamiji, we don't want to have too many people. Then the interaction will not be sufficient. I was surprised to hear it. Everybody will generally want more and more people to attend. But they say that not many we want. Everybody, you register yourself so that proper information and guidance are available. You should be admiring what these girls have been able to do, MCs. We think that elderly people alone can do everything. Young minds also are capable. They have very great potentials. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. Samvedya varjitamanuttamamehkamadyam samvidpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamethya samodita shri kurvan agartrapadamethya samodita shri. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. We shall have the conclusional Omkara as we did in the beginning. Take your pose for it, for it and join me. Harihi, Harihi. Harihi Om Tats. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Okay, we shall see tomorrow.